Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another Women of Horror Spotlight. Today I have with us, she's wearing multiple hats on this project. She's the director, actress, writer, producer of a new short film that's out. It's called Wicked Woods. I have with us Brittany Myra Smith. Brittany, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure having you on. So tell us a little bit about Wicked Woods.
So, I wanted to create a film that was kind of old school horror. We wanted to do not so much the gore, the guts. We wanted to do kind of a mind, messes with your mind, twists and turns. Mm-hmm. So I always get booked for witchy roles. Don't know why. So we figured, let's make a really creepy witch, and let's have it in the woods, and let's have it all females, and just have fun with it. So that's what we did.
I love it. So how long did it take production wise?
How long did it take?
Production wise?
2 days. So it's 2 days. We got out there. We filmed the first day of the girls that go through the woods and walking through. And then the second day is when I came on, which is actually kind of a funny story in itself. So we were at a park, right? In the middle of nowhere, mind you. Like, nobody had service. And I come out with my big headdress, my dress, my makeup. I mean, I look pretty wicked. And out of the blue, a giant church van just shows up with like 30 people. So when they got out, they looked at me and they kept saying, "Oh, I'll pray for you." And it was great. It was great.
You're probably like, yes.
I was like, no, it was a lot of fun.
So it's pretty awesome that you made a short film about witches, because witches don't get their just due in horror anymore.
No. Well, they either, it's fun, right? It's fun witches, or it's the same kind of like, I'm around a fire, I have spells, my witch book. So we wanted to do something that was more creepy, So me and my husband, we built a shack in our backyard, and I gathered up the creepiest things I could find, and we wanted it to feel uncomfortable when you watched it, because you didn't quite know what this witch was going to do, and that's what we wanted to portray. And I think we did pretty good at the premiere. We just had the premiere, and everybody seemed to really enjoy it. And afterwards, one of the directors said, like, "Oh, I was a little scared to go into the woods now."
Now, is it hard wearing multiple hats for a film? I mean, being the director, being the producer, the writer, and acting in it. I mean, that's a lot going on.
It's a lot. So honestly, it depends. It depends on the film, truthfully. For this one, I'm in it toward the end. So I was able to focus and really get the directing part down the first day and even half of the second day. Writing is fun. Me and my husband sit down and we just think of ideas and write, some good, some bad. We look at it again afterwards in a few days, and we'll adjust. So that's fun. It's not too bad. I would say the hardest part is if I do a take, I want to watch it afterwards to make sure I'm what I want to see on the film. So that part can be a little bit difficult, but my husband's there to help, like, watch and DP and make sure that I don't, do something crazy that I don't remember. Because when I'm in character, I don't remember anything I do. I always warn my actresses or actors, if I'm doing a crazy role, I will apologize and say, "Look, I don't know what's about to come out, so just beware."
Yeah, does it help being? I mean, as a director and a filmmaker, does it help being working on the other side of the camera and working as an actress?
Yeah, absolutely. I love both, because for me, I'm very character actor. So I play the weird, the kooky, the scary, the creepy. I play those characters. So I want to make sure that I contrast more than my other actors, because they're going to be more subdued. They're going to be more just, normal, real life, what you can relate to. And then when I play my crazy, I want it to feel over the top. I want it to feel scary. I want it to feel, all the feels. I want you to feel everything, you know? So it does help because before I never really could talk to the, like if I'm just acting in other films, you know, I don't really get that insight. I don't get to see what it looks like. I don't really get to make sure I hit those creepy notes as good as whenever me and my husband do it, because we can redo it, or we can, you know, make sure that we're really hitting the creep factor.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, to be a creepy or kooky, crazy character, is there a certain mindset you have to get into, or is that something you can fucking turn right on?
So funny, I didn't even really know I was so good at being creepy. When I used to live in New York, I had to figure out ways to make money, and one of the jobs I found was working at Madame Tussauds, and there was a little part of Madame Tussauds in the city that you could walk through a horror section, and I went because it was an actor casting call, so I went, and that's when I first started doing like horror attractions, and oh my goodness, for being so short, man, I creeped everyone out. Like, I'm really good at scaring people. So I would get like so excited to do different things and scare them, and I kept working at different haunts up and down the East Coast, and eventually it turned into film, and it's just fun. I like to try to outdo myself with each creepy character. And it is a mindset. You do have to put yourself in a mindset. Like, you can't just snap and here she is, Miss Creepfest. You know, like, costume is huge, makeup is huge. The lines, lines help, but I like to really focus on like what the character is, like what does she want? Because most actors usually just go for like anger is what they go for, right? But for me, I like to find why, why did this witch steal this person? Because there's got to be reasons, or else it's not interesting. So once I figure the why out, and then the costume and the makeup, and then also remembering how good I am at scaring people, that kind of comes into play. And then it just appears.
I worked 2 years ago. I worked at a local haunt for the first time, and it was like one of the things on my bucket list, and I fucking loved it. And
so much fun
because I love scaring people. I love scaring people just in my normal life. I love jumping out and scaring people. It's so much fucking fun, and I don't know why people hate being scared, but to me, I love being scared.
So fun. I always joke, it's so therapeutic to scare people. Like, it's so good.
It really is. It's so much fucking fun.
It is. It really is. I love it.
Now, being a filmmaker, and you're acting on other people's films.
Yep.
Is it hard not to be like, oh, I would do this way, or, I don't know. Why are they doing it like that?
I just stay in if it's not my film, I just stay in my own lane. But it can be really hard, but like I said, at least for me, if I do normal characters well, but mostly I do interesting characters. So for me, everybody just kind of stands out my way, lets me do my thing, and that makes it ezy.
So you started your acting career with haunts originally?
So when I was 18, I moved straight to New York because I thought, I'm going to make it big. And I got all my training, and I did a lot of theater up there. And that's where I got the job as a haunt actor. And I kind of would do both. So I would scare people during the day, and I'd come home and work theater at night. So I was kind of all over the board. I got to be my first film in New York up there, and it did really well in the festival circuit. And then I decided, it was a weird time when I was in New York. Theater was kind of starting to die down a little bit, and they were bringing in A-listers, and I had friends that weren't even getting on stage. So I was like, you know what? I really like film, so let me try film. And New York has film, but it's not really known for their film. It's more so theater there. So I decided to take a chance, and I was like, let me go back down south. I've been hearing a lot about Atlanta film, and North Carolina was still kind of booming at the time for film. So I got an agent and just started working the circuits in those areas. And work some haunts for a little extra business on the side. And it's been really fun. I've been meeting some great people. Atlanta is a great market to really push film. Like they are booming right now. So it's really fun to, to network and meet some other filmmakers. And, I really like to try to push, like I said, for me, the creep factor, because there's not a lot of females who do the creep factor. They can maybe be a little scary, but like the women that go for it, the ones that drench themselves in disgustingness and have to shower after each take because you're just disgusting, Yeah. So that's a fun place for me because it's not as big of a market, Instead of like a leading lady that wants to look beautiful all the time. No. Give me gross. Give me gore. Let me look nasty.
Controversial question about Ashley. Are you ready?
I don't know.
So like in big name Hollywood production,
yep.
it got to the point where you were seeing the same actors and actresses in the same damn movies over and over again. And I'm starting to see that now in indie horror, where you see the same actresses, and you see an indie movie, you're going to see this person, that person, that person. Yep. Over here, literally the same person, people are going to be there. Do you think that's good for the indie horror market?
No. Because honestly, it's lazy casting. Because from what I've seen, people will cast the same people because it's easy. They know that actor A is going to show up, do the job, go home, and that makes production go smooth, and that makes it easy. When people do take a chance on unknowns, it's a chance. It could be good, could be bad, but I would always prefer, me and my husband, we always go for the underdog. And we will look at each casting. If we see, and this is nothing toward actors who get tons of work, nothing towards them. But if they have a nice resume, you're doing good. We got you. Like, good luck. But if we have somebody that's starting out, and I see that passion and I see that excitement they have, I will always choose that person because that's what I want on my set. I want excited people. I want people who's going to push for their projects and people who, want to just impress everybody. That's the kind of people we want to see on the screen, So I understand that question completely.
and that's not something I was about to say too. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. But like when you hire sometimes those people, they're doing so many fucking projects, they're not pushing your movie at all. They're not even talking about your movie. Your movie is an afterthought because I'm going to go into your movie. They don't even do the Hollywood thing where, hey, I'm going to finish this movie, do some press for this movie, and then move on to something else. They're literally on your movie, gone, afterthought, nothing on social media, nothing to none of their fans, over.
Nothing.
And like, I always thought that was weird. Like, why do indie filmmakers do that? Because I'm assuming, listen, when you think about indie, right, you're thinking about inexperienced individuals.
Yep.
Why would you take a chance on inexperienced actors and actresses in the indie horror?
If you figure it out, let me know because we can't figure it out either.
I was like sitting thinking that because I watch a lot of indie horror recently, and I'm literally seeing the same faces in every fucking movie. Nothing wrong with it. Good job.
Yeah.
But great job. But it doesn't. It gets to that point where every movie is the same.
It's the same. Yeah. 100%. Yep.
Like
100%.
I'm sorry. I don't care how good of an actor you are, but your range is not that much.
Yeah.
You're going from movie to movie to movie, where it's literally you're the same character in every movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a lot of actors out there like that. They are very much that type of an actor. It is crazy. It's very crazy. It's just like for me and my husband, we want to do quality over quantity. Like, would I love to put out 20 films a year? Yes. Is it going to happen? No. Like, we're going to keep doing the best we can and really finding interesting people. And like I said, we are trying really hard to push the indie scene in Atlanta and really try to, get out there and show our weirdness, our quirkiness. We try to do films with twists and turns and, you know, you watch our films and go, oh, I see where that's going, and then, well, I didn't see that coming. That's what we want, you know, and then people that you would have no idea who they are. Like that's our goal. So we're gonna keep pushing it.
That's good. And here's the thing: you might find that new person that will be in every single indie horror movie for the next 20 years.
Yep, they started with us.
Exactly. Right. So, being an indie filmmaker right now, it is booming. Like there's indie horror films are coming out like hotcakes, which is amazing. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Now, but at the same time, do you worry that it is going to water down the product over time?
No, if the passion is there, I don't think so. I think that it will keep going strong, but here's where the problem, the thin line becomes an issue, is indie filmmakers, like you said early, it's people that are experimenting. It's people that are, you know, that don't have as much money, the people that are inexperienced. That is what indie filmmaking is. But the problem is now these budgets are somewhat insane for some of these indie films. So now you're starting to trickle down those films that were getting bigger money. Like now they're starting to become indie. Like I'm seeing big names in a lot of indie films lately, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, are you hurting for money? Like, why are you doing indie films? And I'm starting to, I feel like it's almost just a name, you know, oh, I'm doing an indie film to try to make it seem more exciting maybe than it is. I don't know, but if the true indie people keep coming up out of the woodwork and keep trying and pushing past these big budgeted, you know, films, that's where I think it won't water down. Now, where it will water down is if these big budgeted films are making indies, then people like us have no chance, because people aren't going to want to watch our, you know, $5K budget versus $1 million budget for an indie. Like it's just, that's where I see an issue becoming, you know, a little bit ridiculous, is that indie is now starting to have a really huge budgets, which I don't know why it's even a thing anymore, but it's unfortunate.
Indie is cool now. Indie is cool now. It's like the cool thing.
It's the in thing, yeah.
It's the in thing it is. So like everybody wants to get in on the indie scene. Yeah.
But hopefully us small indies will just keep pushing through and not give up, because that's the biggest thing. Just don't give up, because I mean, we've been doing this for so long and we haven't given up yet, and we're not going to. You know, we're already planning our next feature. Hopefully this summer we're going to be out in the Georgia summer in the woods doing a different movie, but we're gonna do it.
Now, do you prefer doing features over shorts or vice versa?
Well, so our shorts have been kind of our training period and our learning and seeing what works, what doesn't work, you know, building a team. Who do we like? Who doesn't show up for us? You know, we've built a small team that we've kind of been able to build, you know, over the past few years. And we feel we're ready now. We're ready for some features. And we are going to take a stab at doing a Native American horror for a feature.
Nice.
Because, you know, Native American is kind of in right now. I am Native American, so I am trying to push that Native American card here, because I want to get this feature made, because Native Americans have really cool horror stories that not a lot of people know about. You know, like I actually just did one in Virginia about the Raven Mocker, and like that's a really cool story. Nice. Spirit Finger, that's a cool story. Like there are some really cool, creepy, like Cherokee horror stories. So we're excited to start tackling that. It's going to be eerie.
Awesome. Yeah, because I interview filmmakers all the time, and like, you know, they say, because I mean, listen, I've never made a film before. But I was like thinking in my mind, like I love watching indie horror shorts and full features. But like, a short film, a filmmaker who can make a short film and you get that beginning, middle, and end in a short period of time, and the audience is fulfilled, it is absolute magic. It's fucking magic. Mm-hmm. Magic.
Yeah.
But I can imagine like that's fucking tough to try to get that beginning, middle, end in a short period of time to make that magic. compared to a
Yeah.
full feature, you have the time to build the character development and everything.
Yeah, it's all about that writing. You can do it. If you got good writing, it's not hard. It's not hard. It really isn't. Like I said, as long as the story is there. If the story is there, piece of cake. But if it depends too, because you might have a kind of a really artsy fartsy type of film where you don't really know what's going on. That one can be a little harder. But for us, we've always felt like our stories, you watch it, you hit those marks, the beginning, the middle, the end, and everybody seems to like them. And that's why we felt we were ready, because at this point we've made so many shorts, and it's kind of hard to get shorts out there these days. Everybody just seems to want to watch features. I feel like shorts are kind of a dying art, which is kind of sad, but hopefully they will keep going. It's hard. It's hard to get them out there. That there's really nowhere that like streams them anymore. There's some platforms, but they're very picky with who they choose these days. You can't really put shorts on Prime anymore. They really just like features. It used to be for indies, but not really anymore. So
now, as you know, this is a horror channel. No, I got one last question before I do this.
Okay.
Is it great to have? I mean, to have your husband in on this with you, and he's so into this as much as you are?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like having him be a part of it with me, and we make creepy things together. It's amazing. Like just at the premiere, we did a Q&A afterwards. He directed a film, and then I directed one. And we had two other directors on stage, and actually somebody asked us, do you guys work well together? And we're like, we really do. Like we both, I guess, have a really creepy mind. I don't know, but it just works. We work really well. Whenever I'm thinking of something, he's right there with me, or if he's thinking of something, I'm right there to help him. And the only time we bicker is when we edit. Yeah,
I've always wondered. I mean, that's must be a good feeling to have someone to bounce off of.
Yeah,
100%. That's in your house. You can't beat that.
Yeah, 100%.
As you know, this is a horror channel, so I'm gonna ask you 3 random horror questions. You ready?
Okay. I don't know.
All right. Who is your favorite final girl of all time?
I'm sorry, I broke up. Who's my favorite? Who?
Who's your favorite final girl in a horror flick of all time?
You said fighter girl?
Final girl.
Final girl.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? I don't know. A final girl? Who's final girl? Am I already failing?
A final girl. Oh, okay. A final girl is like Laurie Strode in Halloween. It's the girl who beats the villain and makes it to the end.
Makes it to the end. See, that's a good question, because normally I just pull for the villains. Let's see. I'm trying to think of all like my favorite horror films. Gosh, I'm just like totally blanking now. Let's see. Is it bad? Like I'm thinking of all my favorite ones, and it's like they don't. I'm trying to think. Okay, well, what about like in Exorcist? What about Reagan? I mean, she fights it in the end, right? She has to fight the demons. Does that count?
Yeah. She's a final girl. I would give her a final girl. I mean, she's kind of a villain in the movie too, but she is a final girl. She makes it to the end. She fights it.
Yeah.
Okay, the second question. Which iconic horror character do you feel like you relate to the most?
That I relate to. Honestly, I mean, I don't know if she's really considered horror, but I've always been told sometimes I can act like Bellatrix Lestrange. I know it's kind of silly, but just whenever I have my hair down, my hair can be crazy. And when I get into like my zones and I scare people and I do like weird things, people always call me Bellatrix. So I feel like I guess that's probably who I relate to the most. I don't know. It's what I'm always told I look like and I act like and sound like. Yeah.
Bellatrix, I would take that. And the final question is, what is your favorite, not horror movie, but horror series? Like, series of movies.
A series of movies. Gosh, I love so many. I really love the Omen series. I really love, it's not really horror, but it's fun horror. I love the Chucky series just because he's freaking hysterical. Like, he is
Chucky's
so funny.
fun.
I would just want to hang out with Chucky and just talk crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, he seems like he's fun. The Exorcist series were pretty good. Some of them were kind of not so good. Some newer ones. I'm trying to think of some of those newer ones. I liked The House of Usher. That series, it was good. I didn't love it. I liked it. What was the other one? Midnight Mass was pretty cool. The Haunting of Hill House, that was pretty cool. There's a lot of really good horror series out lately. Some new ones and old ones. I feel like the horror is definitely the thing right now too. With indie, it's also like a lot of people are wanting to do horror. You know?
Yes. By the way, while we ask horror series, people always say, "Crap, I forget to name that." American Horror Story. American Horror Story. I never really. I liked the first 3 seasons were decent.
Yeah.
And after that, it kind of went.
Yeah.
Freak Show. I stopped watching after Freak Show.
Freak Show had so much potential, and he just.
It really did.
You know, like, he was too busy trying to make it a musical. And I even admitted that. I think he said that somebody dared him to try to put music in it, and that's why there were so many musical numbers in it, because he was like, haha, I'll show you. But it just, there was so much potential.
It really was because those old school Freak Shows are creepy as hell. You know,
they are so creepy. Yeah, they really are. Like, the whole purpose, you know, they were con artists. They would scam you just to try to get your money. You know, they would put fake makeup on people to make you think that there was a bearded woman, or, you know, the fat suits on guys to be the 500-pound. You know, there was such a con back in the day. It was awesome. Like, if somebody were to do it good, like, that would be an amazing horror series or film. You know, it would be cool.
I agree. Mm-hmm. All right, Brittany, where can everyone find you?
So Brittany Myers Smith, literally everywhere. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's all Brittany Myers Smith. Yeah.
Well, Brittany, it has been a blast having you on. Listen, everybody, go and look out for Wicked Woods.
Yeah.
Witches, some witches doing some creepy shit.
Pretty girls in the woods. I mean, you can't go wrong. My 2 girls in it are very beautiful. So, you know, win-win. Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And everybody, thank you for coming to the Horror Realm. I'm Travis Bruce. See you guys next time. Take care.
Bye.
Good job, Brittany.